praising the one God who we call Allah Almighty. We call him Allah because he is the all in all. He is all things seen and all things unseen. And this is what our ancient forefathers called him. They called him Allah. Everyone has a name for Allah, every country, and how they see him. But whatever name they call him, they're speaking of the one God who is still the causeless cause and the rootless root, to which all things come from. Praising and honoring this great God of the universe, it can't be seen by our mortal eyes. But we know he exists because the planets are circling around each other by his command. The night changes today by his command. The flowers come up by his command. We extend our physical being by his command, by having the birth of our children, which is, each child is an immaculate conception, an immaculate birth, because there's no other thing like that in the universe. Allah begetteth not, nor is he begotten, and there's none like it to him. If we want to look at Allah, the Prophet says, look in the face of another man, and we can see that image of the one who speaks inside. As we are made in his image and after his likeness, so we are honored to know that because of that, he has agreed to meet us in his heart. Giving honor to his and our holy and divine prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Prophets exist. We must believe that the prophecy is never over, because throughout the existence of mankind, the nations and the world have always needed a guide, a prophet. And to us, to the Asiatic people here in North America, we needed a prophet. This situation that we were in could not be solved by anything or anyone else other than a prophet. Because in 1852, as we say oftentimes, Senator Henry Berry says, if we keep miseducating this so-called Negro, he'll be like a beast in the field. And many of our people today are just like that. Our culture, which comprised of the food we ate, the clothes we wore, our language, were all gone. Our nationality, gone. Today, even right here today, many people don't believe amongst us that they have a nationality. They can't see that Negro, black, and colored is not a nationality. It never has been. But these things that we know now is because of the prophet, Noble Drew Ali. And bringing us this divine information, he also organized us so we can have our language back. Islam. Our language is more science. So we can have our free national standards, our culture, to make us identifiable to other nations around the world. And being so, we are recognized now. And we are striving to be recognized even more by the nations of the earth. Giving honor to all the true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Giving honor to the flag of the United States of America. Red, white, and blue, every symbol on this flag is about you. Everything on there. Giving honor to our flag, which is over 10,000 years old. The Moorish flag, the red flag with the 5-pointed green star in the center. Each point representing our 5 divine principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Giving honor to those members of the Moorish Science Temple of America who has given their money, their time, their life to this organization, and now they have passed on. Giving honor to their memory. Some we have met in the flesh, some we have not. giving honor to those, as well as our ancient forefathers, the ancient Moabites, who founded the holy city of Mecca. Giving honor to the women whose hands hold up our nation, nurture our nation. I remember Bill Withers wrote a song called Grandma's Hands. You know, I like to say mother's hands, because there's no other tender touch in the world like the hands of your mother. No other nurturing like being nurtured by your mother. I was thinking about my mom the other day. She's been gone since 1981. And I was thinking how no matter what I went to school for, she always made it something different. Oh, he's going to be a great doctor. I said, Mother, I'm in school for that, Teddy. Oh, that's okay. But they always put their sons and daughters way up. Oh, he's mothers believe in us. And rightfully so, because they raised us. They changed our diapers. They fed us from their bodies. They comfort us. It's nothing like a mother's love. Nothing. Giving honor to all the single parents who are parenting and doing the best that they can. Giving honor to you. You know, it's just not women who are single parents. You got a lot of men that are single parents too. You got some sitting here tonight and they never say anything, but they're always there to help raise those children. Giving honor to you all this evening, and giving honor to each and every one of you. Islam?
Islam.
You take a drink of this spodio juice. Water, not juice. Lee Bay and I were talking about fear. We've been talking about fear for a little while now.
Yeah.
It's fear that stops us from really grabbing hold to things that we really need, that we can use. It's fear. We're just plain scared. We're scared of the things that we don't know about, and we're more comfortable with the things that we know about, even if we can't stand on it. I'm going to talk tonight about religion and fear. You know, the prophet says, naturally does man want the truth, but sometimes when the truth is right in his face, he won't apprehend it. Why would he won't apprehend it? Because he's scared. He's afraid of the truth. But little does he know that the truth is there to help him, so he can help himself. It's like, that's the unknown. How will I approach the unknown? I don't know. I'm scared. It might get me. Fear stops us from being ourselves. Fear stops us from investigating and getting the facts. Stops us cold. Fear stops many of our people in knowing that Jesus was not a Christian. That stops them. The religion of Jesus was not Christianity. The religion of Jesus was what?
Islam.
Islam. And he was a Jew. He was a Jew. He was a straight up Jew. He was raised as a Jew. Christianity didn't start until 325 years after he was gone. But many of our people are afraid to get that piece of truth, because they have convinced themselves that Jesus is God and that he was indeed a Christian, and he was not. His followers may have adopted that, some of them, but there are more followers who adopted the religion that he was about, which is Islam. It's a simple religion, which means that all of the things that you blame somebody else for, you should really blame who?
Self.
Yourself. That we are creators. We can make ourselves and break ourselves. by wrong thinking or right thinking. Truth is but one. And it needs no disguise. It has no disguise. And we have to be bold enough to bow down at the footsteps of her stool and say, come on in, truth. I accept you for what you are. Fear stops us from being, some of us from being better parents. We're scared of what might be. My father told me when I dropped out of high school in my junior year, he said, oh, you'll never go to school again. You'll never get your diploma. You'll never really do nothing. Proved him wrong. Went to night school for 1 year and got it. But I didn't say anything to Daddy. I said, okay. What was he afraid of? That I might do something that he didn't do? What was he afraid of? What is a woman afraid of when she makes a commitment to a man and vice versa? You afraid you're going to get hurt? You afraid that you're going to hurt him? Fear. You got to lay that trust out there. For our people, we must learn to trust in Allah Almighty and know that truth is all. And when we see it, accept it.
That's right.
It ain't going to never change. That's one thing about truth, isn't it? It never changes. It is what it is. What was the religion of Abraham? Because they say Abraham was the father of all nations. What was his religion?
Islam.
It was Islam. Abraham. But you see the Jews take a hold of Abraham. The Christians take a hold of Abraham. The Muslims take a hold of Abraham. But rightfully so, Abraham was a clear thinking brother who told the people the same thing all the prophets told them. La ilaha illallah, which means what?
There's no God but Allah.
There's no God but Allah. There's only one God. You can't worship a stone or a statue or some innate object and say that that's God. No, he can't be seen, and you can't dress up another man and say that's God. And you can't say that God needs a partner. You can't say that because he's the all in all. We're going to read about religion this evening. It's presented to us by the prophet, Noble Ali. And as I read, I'm going to make some comments as I go along. I call your attention to the chapter of religion, page 48, chapter 35. If you'd like to read and follow along with me, that would be great. There is but one Allah, the author, the creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. The sun is not Allah, though his noblest image. He enlighteneth the world with his brightness. His warmth giveth life to the products of the earth. Admire him as the creature, the instrument of Allah, but worship him not. And the sun is a bright creature. The sun gives light to the whole entire universe, but it is a star. In ancient times, the Egyptians used to worship the sun. They were sun worshipers.
Teach on.
Seeing that the sun, provides everything. It provides crops for us. It provides, when it provides crops, it provides nutrition, food for us. But it is not Allah. As Jesus is one of the sons of Allah, but he is not Allah. And we are the only Muslims that I know of that have the 18 years of Jesus' life that's missing from your Holy Bible. And love Jesus. Islam?
Islam.
To the one who is supreme, most wise and beneficent. And to him alone belongs worship, adoration, thanksgiving, and praise. You can't even adore your queen if you don't adore your Lord, Allah Almighty,
That's right.
because He's due adoration. When we look around at all the blessings that we have, all the wonderful things we enjoy in this life, we should always say, praise be to Allah.
Praise out.
Because it could be different for us. When you look at someone who's maimed, who can't speak or hear, and you can and I can, say praise is due to Allah. If our table is not full of dainties and we have beans and cornbread, praise be to Allah. Because we have something to put in the belly. Who hath stretched forth the heavens with his hands? Who hath described with his finger the courses of the stars? Who set it bounds to the ocean that it cannot pass, and saith to the stormy winds, be still? Who shaketh the earth, and the nations tremble?